Could you handle an unexpected $2,000 expense? Hit a huge pothole last week, got a $2,097.16 repair bill for 2 new tires, wheel alignment, and strut replacement. Paid cash out of pocket instead of using insurance to avoid premium hike. Fortunately, we had a $5,000 cash emergency fund to dip into. How well or not could you handle a major unexpected and sudden expense? First off, depending on where you are, you could get compensation for the damage from the municipality. I had the same thing happen to me in Edmonton years ago and immediately went online and started a claim through the city. I had to pay for the repair up front, but they did cut me a check 3 months after the fact for all the expenses. Look into this. Secondly, I spent most of my adult life not being able to handle a $500 unexpected expense honestly. It's only the last 6 years or so that I could say I comfortably could afford most unexpected expenses now. Yes, I have an emergency fund greater than $2,000, but I'd still be pretty pissed about it. This is PFC, so most will answer that yes, they could weather a $2,000 storm. Just commenting to say that I hate that we have to pay for insurance for when something happens, but when that something happens we pay out of pocket to avoid paying more to insurance. Yeah, credit card and tears. Handle yes, well no. Yes, I could cover something like this from my emergency fund. I will be making my last car payment this month and then putting the amount of the car payment into a car savings account going forward, so in a few months I wouldn't have to use my emergency fund but could use my car fund. The car fund will pay for repairs and maintenance and then eventually be the down payment on a new car. This is a good question. People sometimes ask what exactly an emergency fund is for, and this is a good example. Fiscally, yes. Emotionally? That's another story. Yes. My partner works in auto finance and said 90 of customers couldn't come up with $200 for an unexpected expense, and most people just ride the debt wave to get by. I typed $200, not $2,000. Absolutely any more than $10,000 I'd feel it too. $2K would be no problem, but I have a house down payment saved up. So I could hit one hell of a pothole and stay fed and sheltered. Unexpected expenses sure do suck too. Sorry to hear about the emergency repair and glad you have a fund put aside. Depending on where the pothole is located and respective bylaws, wonder if you could get indemnified by the municipality for the repairs? Only through my lock. Otherwise, no. I could. But I'd be annoyed. Currently debating letting my '05 Civic finally die for a repair that I just simply don't want to pay $2K for. The annoying part will be going back to a one-car household. 4-5 years ago, that would have been catastrophic for us. We couldn't handle an emergency bigger than a couple $100. We are extremely lucky we didn't have anything happen during that difficult time. Now, yes, we could easily handle that. We have a very healthy emergency fund. Sorry to hear that must have been a huge pothole. To answer your question, yes, we'd be able to foot the bill. We have an emergency fund set aside for stuff like this, or sudden job loss. Planning ahead for emergencies is truly important. I just had an unexpected $5,575 expense. Dog got sick and I tried everything to save him, but he still died. No, I'd be starving. I usually have around $10,000 in savings. If necessary we can dip into the revolving portion of IHELOC, otherwise I just sell some investments to get the cash. Yay, but only about $2K accessible at the moment. Would need to pull from at FSU or put on Outlook for anything more. Just curious, but are you certain your premiums will go up? You could ask the insurance company. Yes, I'm on disability and paid cash for a new furnace. Well, I charged it to my CC for the sweet cash back and then immediately paid the bill from my emergency fund. Shitty sorry to hear. To answer, yes. Had our dishwasher fail recently. before that had some car repairs. We set aside funds for a reason, so no real issue paying it. Your premiums go up 2K for a 2K repair? Or more than 2,000 deductible? Otherwise, I don't understand why not use the insurance. Today? No. Because over the last 6 months we have had $13,000 in unexpected expenses. So I'm tapped pretty thin. Depends on how much. 2,000? We could def handle, but like 20K? We would be dipping into something lol. Yes, and I am fortunately able to do so. The wife and I keep $12,000 for random car, appliance, home and other repairs in a savings account just for this reason. That sure seems like a lot for 2 tires, alignment and a single strut. Man shrugging. Wife and I have 1 year worth of expenses in a HISA. This emergency fund was meant to keep us going in the event that we lose income for a short term. We keep growing it, and as it gets bigger, we pull out and invest the extra or use for home improvements. I am a student. Exams are done in April, and so I've got a month to go before starting full-time work again. The answer is no from me lol. So insurance is meant to cover these things. Your premiums won't rise for filing this claim. My car was parked and someone hit me and ran off. Cost around 2.5K in damages, bumper, lights, etc. I filled through my insurance and paid the deductible. My premium never went up as a result of this filing. Also, if you're a parent and have car seats in the car, insurance will pay to replace those too. Have friends who have 2 fancy car seats and the payment for those car seats actually covered their deductible. You're not going to get any kind of survey-like result here. People that can't will be less likely to say so. People who can but it's a challenge will post. People who wouldn't even notice won't say so. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Holy shit, I couldn't handle an unexpected $5 expense. How the fuck are you people all so rich that you can afford $2,000 unexpected expenses? An emergency fund is probably something you want to build up early on with 6 months worth of expenses in case you lose your source of income or some other emergency. Not to sound like an asshole, but yes, easily. Wouldn't even notice it. I would be able to weather it because I have a pretty good emergency fund set aside for job loss or unexpected sudden expenses like this. Yes. I got my emergency fund, so yes, I think I can handle anything with the preparation. Yes. I've always had it in my head that if something breaks, it's going to cost $3,000, and that something can break at any time. So I'm always expecting it and keeping that buffer. Yes, but I would put my hand on the down payment savings bank to get it. Yes. I do keep that much around for emergencies. I've got a big nest egg saved up towards a down payment. I'll just dip into that if need be. $2,000 isn't a big enough expense to worry me at this point. I'll be cursing and pissed to have to pay it, but there's no question I'll be able to absorb the cost. We decided to have emergency fund of $10,000. So yes, easily. But this is PFC, where emergency fund is prioritized. Not the stats of the general public. Super easy. Why do you have insurance and choose not to use it? That is the oddest thing I've ever heard. If you're that worried, raise your deductible. Do not give the insurer a free pass. Also, if this is a no-fault situation, are you sure your rates would go up? This is what credit cards are for. I'm actually kind of serious. It allows you to cover the bill for now and pay it off over the next few months, but you really need to be careful to jam that balance to zero as fast as possible. The interest rates are brutal. I only started to relax about money when I had a 10K buffer in the bank. I'm fiscally secure, but this is mostly down to luck, and well-paid jobs rather than great planning.